Welcome to Innovate Presents Entrepreneurs in Tech. Today we're delighted to have our special guest all the way from Laguna Beach, California, a place it's always in my heart. Maria Dolores. Maria, pleasure to have you on the show. Maria is just not anybody. She's an ambassador for world peace and a founder, visionary leader for human contract. Human contract. We'll talk about that in a second. Um, Maria, thank you for joining us today at Entrepreneurs in Tech. And could you please give us an introduction by yourself, a bit
Yeah.
of insights, and let's jump right into it.
Okay. Thank you, Bob, and thank you for
My
having me.
pleasure.
Yeah. So today I'm in Laguna Beach. I'm born and raised, and I'm Swedish. Um, Live in Stockholm. And that really has something to do with what we're talking about because the ideas that I bring is about our human rights and our human responsibilities, that we are born with rights and that we all need to mature in our responsibilities. And growing up in Sweden, we have had peace for 200 years. So the it's really a part of the cultural, and also with balance and listening. But I came to these ideas 10 years ago when I published my first book, A State of Grace, Human Rights and Human Obligations. Um, so, and since then, I've also helped my friend. I worked in her funeral business for 6 years. Um, so I've casketed 3,000 people. And yeah, and I've also attended more than 1,400 funerals. So I've seen all religions, I've seen all backgrounds, I've seen all ages. And so when I talk about equal human worth, that's what I'm talking about, the core. And I also see, how we have had technology and the evolution of humanity going from our 300,000 year human history. And we have always had technology supporting and driving us to the next level, and with the mindset together with the technology. Um, so today, like so many times before in our 300,000 year human history, we have technology supporting and driving us to the next level. And what is that? It's obvious, you sitting in Miami, I'm here in Laguna Beach, and we can, thanks to this technology, we can have an interconnected world. So we're standing in a nation-centric thinking, and where we have fundaments from, we have about 350 million people living indigenous lives, uh, with that fundament, and also various forms of empires and various forms of democracies. And now going from that to a global local world, not erasing but rather embracing our humanness, and embracing and using and um, developing in this technology that we have. And it's really about deepening, what does it really mean to be human. And that's why I wrote these seven principles. It's my upcoming book, The Human Constitution. And that's why I received in 2022, I was the keynote speaker at the World Peace Conference. And the year after, I received the Ambassador for World Peace Award. And just I'm here in Laguna because I just recently received also honorary doctor in humane litters. So, uh, and it's the human constitution, and the foundation that we have is the human. It's about our human rights and our human responsibilities. So these seven principles is based on United Nations Declaration of the Universal Human Rights. It's about body, emotion, and thought. that we have both rights and responsibilities as humans. We're born with rights, and we all need to mature with our responsibility for our body, our emotions, and our thoughts. And it's also in that sense addressing to use the technology wisely uh, with our physical health. And then the coming three principles, uh, as a, it's about our relationships in it's about power, it's about communication, and it's about life. That we are born with the right to our power, our personal, our time, our energy, also money. And also, as we mature, our physical power that matures into our sexual power. And then communication, freedom of speech, and freedom of creativity, but also responsibility in what we say and what we create. And the sixth principle is about life, is that you have the right to your life and you have a responsibility to respect others' way of life and other life forms, which ties to the seventh principle is about our collective rights and responsibilities as a species. In Swedish, we call it civilkurage, which is moral courage.
You know, I never heard this before. I might heard it, but not as often as should, and it should be practiced mentally and verbally. You know, human constitution, you know, and humans are born with rights. I think that's being ignored to the highest level, sadly, and responsibilities as a human.
Yeah.
And I think we forgot, but human constitution, I think this is what we need to embrace first. Human constitution, which is, you know, it has, it, if you, it's like a drop down and it has a huge list under it. But I want to go back for a second. And in the beginning, you said, you know, Swedish, well, you're Swedish and you're from Sweden. Sweden
Yeah.
hasn't seen a war, been in peace for 200 years.
Uh,
And I think that that kind of brings, if it's part of the culture, it's an amazing culture, and what it does, it reshape how human thinks in Sweden, how the mentality, how this the mental structure is. You know, when you live in a peaceful part of the world,
yeah.
peaceful spot or
Yeah.
land, and that for 200 years it changes you. And I see now why some of the best music writers and lyric writers do come out of Sweden. You know that. I'm in the
Yeah.
music business for a long time, and
Oh
some of
yeah.
the best
I'm very,
DJs.
I'm
And
very proud of all the musicians that we have worldwide.
yes, oh, absolutely. I mean, Savici, where's it? You know, where's he
Avicii.
came from? Avicii, not Savici, Avicii. You know. Oh my God. Yes. Where did he came from? He came from there.
Yeah.
And
Avicii,
yeah, and
ABBA,
oh,
E-Type,
Ace of
Rockstar,
Base, all of that. Conrad.
Bass.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So many great guy. Swedish House Mafia, you know,
Yes.
all of these
Right.
guys. Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
in the
Oh,
name.
absolutely. I know them all. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. A lot of,
Yeah,
but
but
there's a lot of great writers you don't hear about. They actually lyric writers. Some of the biggest they wrote for NSYNC and Backstreet Boys
yes,
and
Max
what's her
Martin.
name, Britney Spears. Yes, yes, a lot of them great lyric writers. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it has something to do with it. It, you know, it makes you focus on your things that makes you happy, bring positivity out of you.
Yeah.
You become more spiritual, more in tune, more in touch with humanity. You kind of more logical and common. You know, people say the word common sense, but nobody practices common sense. And I think
Well,
when you in peace, you start using common sense in everything you do in life.
yeah. I see peace as a journey because it's if we talk spiritual, I call it the istima. Istima is when we go from, if we talk spirit, one level of consciousness and we shift, or if we talk more academically, when we come from one perspective and we're shifting perspective, we go through a process. It's going into fear, anger, frustration, and coming to that breaking point and then shifting perspective. And to have that process both personally and in relationships, as well as I've seen, my background with human resources and leadership for 25 years. I've saw that also in groups and in organization, but also in society. And so we are in this istima process right now as a species, and going from these, the different levels of understanding of who we are and who we have been for such a long time as a species, and moving onwards with the help of technology. And that's why the fundament of just agreeing that we're born with rights and we all mature in our responsibilities and deepen what it means to be human. And as you understand, Bob, I'm just talking about life here and now as a human. I'm not talking about past lives or future lives, but really about what does it mean to be human here and now. And a grassroots movement that is so needed, that because we already have a United Nation, and the working top down and having policies and implementing top down, but we also need a bottom up movement, uh, stating rights, and to support each other to mature in our responsibilities.
I mean, yes, we do need a movement for humanity. We don't want it to turn political or religiously. No, no, we're talking about
No.
human. We don't care about anybody's
Yeah.
faith. We don't care about
Yeah.
anybody's, political views. That's your
Yeah.
right as a human to have your own faith and your own political views and your own opinion and speak out
Yeah.
loud. Absolutely. But we're talking
Yeah.
about actually embracing, as you said, who we are as a
Yeah.
human equally, not judged by their size or their wealth or their what part of the world they came from. Because in the end of the day, you witnessed 400 and how many funerals? All walks of
Um,
lives, all religions, all wealth
all
size
religions.
of
Yeah.
yes, and rich, poor, all kind. And at the
Oh,
end of the
wow.
day,
So much. I've casketed the guy who lived on the street for 15 years and the lady in the Chanel dress, the youngest being 1 day old and the oldest 107 years old. And I witnessed Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, and also secular ceremonies. And so equal human worth is simply being human, and simply being human here and now, and with equal dignity, really.
and at the end of the day, they all went the same route, the same box, the same thing. Whether they wrapped with a sheet or they went with a box, don't matter no
Yeah.
more. Yeah, wow. Very, very valid and very extremely valid and important point. Really, I wish people will
Thank
take
you.
that and look into it more seriously.
Mm.
You're extremely active, and you're knowledgeable. You travel a lot, and you've been seeing the race into AI right now. It's beyond. It's like a movie. It's like a
Yeah.
movie. Yes, a
Yeah.
sci-fi movie. Yeah, we live inside that sci-fi movie. It's like The Matrix. And would you think, this race to AI will make us more human or will make us more greedy and controlling? Because we're going to start, 10 years from now, we'll depend on these infrastructures, what they call them data centers, and they're going to be powering all this AI that comes out. And you can probably count them on a couple of hands, and pretty much the whole world will be set up that way, and all the information that comes out and comes in is from there. And with that, you think will make us better people, will bring peace to the world, or we'll go to a totally different way of life that may be less human.
um, that's it's a very important question, Bob. I believe in humanity, I believe in what we can create, and but it needs this framework, um, because it's really how we are mindful and how we are using the tools that we have in front of us. And it's not only about one company or five companies, but it's really on it's about all of us. Um, I I love AI. I've been working with AI. It's really helping me to enhance the language, and helping me to in some ways also, when I have a situation in front of me, a person that I want to express with clarity, and I I get the help of AI to express with dignity, and with the right balance that I want to express. Um, and it doesn't always come from my human emotions, but so it's sometimes AI has helped me to filter and balance, so that I can express in a dignified way. But and I know people, there are so many uses of AI. It's also how we can have more effective war, um, as well as I believe that we can have effective peace. So it's really up to us. And I was just in a previous interview on Clubhouse, and we talked about peace, and I raised this amazing event in 1989, when people came together in Berlin and tore down the wall, and they came together as a community, and it was a very strong movement. And I believe that, united we can make a change, and united we will make a change. But it's also, with a very clear goal, that we need to mature and we need to grow up quick, in our mindset to ourselves, our physical mental health, and to question our thoughts and to broaden perspective. And it's about taking power, it's about taking accountability. It's But for the companies, as well as for us as a species, using these wonderful tools.
Yes. So definitely we need to put these tools to a positive direction and
Yeah,
positive use. You
yeah.
know, you as a peace ambassador you are, and for world peace.
Yeah.
What's some of the responsibilities now you pushing,
Oh,
well,
I
with
don't
the
push.
use of
That's a
technology?
good question. I don't push. I just invite. And thank you, Bob. It's an invitation to that, um, uh, to discover our rights and our responsibilities. And so these seven principles, the first three is about our physical mental health, and that's where it starts. When we don't feel physically healthy, it's hard to be in balance with our emotion and our thoughts. And when we are in balance, and trying, because it's a learning, um, um, then it's also how we act and interact with each other. It's about power. It is about communication. It is about how we respect others' way of life and other life forms. And there are so many, like, I'm sure, like, thousands or maybe a million different initiatives working for how we create a better planet, locally or globally, in the ocean, like Pacific Ocean right behind me, or in with the communities, with our animals that we have, domestic or wild. Um, so it's really us coming together, and it's an invitation. I don't believe in push down. I always believe there's always a choice, and when we make unhealthy choices, it's just creating more suffering, and it's deepening the challenges, so that we can make new choices and make better choices and more insightful, wiser choices.
Maybe we start with creating positivity, because positivity brings happiness, and happiness
Yeah,
brings peace. And
yeah,
when you're positive, happy, and there's peace, then the best of you comes out, and then you can
mm,
focus more on embracing, creating, and how should I say, and making it better, whether it's
yeah,
life, technology, whatever it is. But I think we need to focus on creating positivity, because positivity brings in everything. It brings in happiness. When you're positive, you're happy. And when you're happy,
yeah,
then you're in peace. And when you're in peace, you can
yeah.
create, you can embrace, you can do many things that advance, that help you, or help us, or help you to advance humanity to another level.
Yeah.
And if we start with positivity, what's the main, can we create positivity or bring positivity to any, not to any human, to everywhere on earth, to everybody?
And that's a good question. And I want to invite the audience to think about what would that be for them, because I believe that your ideas will change the world. So there are 8 billion ideas and more of how we can do that. Um, and I'm not coming with solutions. I'm just presenting and inspiring about a framework, simply stating rights and responsibility, and how we mature is up to us individually and in our relationships and as a species.
Yes, absolutely. Amazing.
So
Well,
no,
your
no,
advice.
no solutions, no quick fix, because
No.
but of course we do need that. We need the help of our technology, and we need the help of our mindset, and we need to connect more, and we need to listen more to each other, and to be more curious. And there are so many forums, and we have so much potential. Don't you think, Bob? We have so
Oh,
much
absolutely.
potential. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, 100% I agree. Um, what's your advice out there for younger people who are, it's not like I'm not young, but younger than me,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
wants who wants to be positive, who wants to be happy, they want to have peace anywhere in the
Yeah.
world. It doesn't matter what gender, what part of the world you're in, and who
Yeah.
wants to advance, who wants to, build and create things and embrace and help and advance. Advancement
Mm.
is absolutely so important for humanity. We need advancement. Always we need advancement. And what's your advice
Yeah.
to the younger generation that
I
looks up to the older generation?
yeah. It's kind of funny that you mention positivity, because my mother was a pioneer in Sweden in the 60s, 70s, about positive mindset. And she lived in San Francisco during the 60s. Um, and so a positive mindset is really, it's also both to question your thoughts, because we do have dark thoughts, and we do go into these isthma, the challenges of fear and anger and frustration, and but it's to embrace that, and but also to questioning, like, if you feel troubled, if you feel stuck, if you feel frustrated or hateful or angry. It's to own those emotions. But then it's also to let go, and the process of letting go of your grief and coming to other perspectives, to let go and to feel your hate, to feel your anger, but also to let go and trying to see what else is possible.
Is letting go is a very hard thing for us human to do something. To do like letting go. Is it one of the hardest things for human to do?
Yeah. Yeah,
It is. It's very
sometimes it
hard for
is.
us to let go.
Yeah, and a friend of mine just said, hold this thing, and then he said, try to let go. And that's just the point, trying to let go is not letting go. And we can do this in various ways. It's sometimes it's to write a letter, but I really think the and maybe to burn the letter to make it, you know um, but I really believe it's
So put
the,
everything you angry and regret and blame on a piece of paper and then burn it. So after you
yeah,
poured your heart to it in it and you put it in, it's time to let go and you watch it burn. So you try
yeah,
to burn the
and
past. Not
and
burn the past,
it's
but burn anything that is weighing on you.
right. But it is a decision, to say to yourself, I'm done. I'm done. I want to let go. I am letting go of this. And to have your own process with what you need to let go of. The resentment of how you were treated as a child or how you were not treated as a child, um, how you um, how you treat others and how maybe you wish to do differently, uh, or to make peace, because it is and it is a process, and it's a it's a very human process. And we also, Bob, we have so much, in our past, our it's not like you come to this world and you're just suddenly hateful or suddenly in grief, because it's also emotions and perspectives that are passed on to you. And so we've been on this planet for 300,000 years, and we have done so much, and we also have some, baggage that we can help to drop from our past ancestors. Uh,
But
and to,
you said something that resonated with me.
yeah,
You said a word. You said when your friend gave you an object and you say hold on to it. And he didn't say let go. He said try to let go. I
try to
think the
let go.
word try to, yeah, you put that word itself is like kind of, it gives you an option and it gives you, no, I don't think I'm able to let go. You already building that wall and saying, I don't think I
Yeah,
can let go. I don't think
yeah,
so because try, and it's I can. Try to quit smoking.
yeah,
Try. When you, the word try, I think sometimes it kind of works against you as a negative factor against what
yeah,
you try to build. I'm going to
yeah,
try to make it. I'm going to try to wake up early. No, put the alarm on and you get
yeah,
your butt up. That's
yeah.
what I do. If I sleep late and I got to get up
Well,
to the gym at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm waking up. I put the alarm on, and that's it. It's done. I can't.
yeah.
Yes, the word try is like, oh, I couldn't. I tried. But you're right.
Mm,
You're right.
yeah,
You're absolutely
yeah.
right. So we cannot, do not use the word try. Say, I'm doing it. Let go, let go. You want to get
Use
up, get up. You want to
use
do
the word
something, just do
use the
it.
word try until you are really ready.
Yes.
And I have a favorite YouTuber, and shout out to him. And his name is
Shout out to our
Dr.
favorite
John.
YouTuber. Who is it?
Yeah, Dr.
What's the name
John.
one more time? What's the name?
Dr. John Deloney.
Oh,
And
John
he,
Deloney. Okay.
yeah, he's so good. He's providing with a lot of tools and about how we have both rights and responsibility for our physical, mental health and in our relationships especially. And oh, I forgot what I was heading to, but he's really, yes, he talks about that action and your actions is a language. How you're acting, your behavior. No, that's what he says. Behavior is a language. So it's also to understand that both, if you really are curious, what are others' intentions or what do they really want? Well, behavior is a language, or your own behavior is also language. What do you keep on doing? If you tell yourself, I want to be healthy, or I want to experience something, or I want to um, create. What is your behavior? Um, and that's why the fourth principle is about power, because it's really about our behavior. Before we even say anything, it's our behavioral pattern, and both how we treat ourselves and one another.
Yes. Behavior is a language. It means your actions is based on what comes out of your mouth and how you think. And that's your action, which is your behavior.
Yeah.
I heard it before in the form of action, but yes, behavior. He is right, and you're absolutely right. 100%. What's next for Maria Dolores? I know you're in the States now, in beautiful Laguna, California. Are you going back
Yeah.
anytime soon to peaceful Sweden?
I am probably I'm staying here during October. I have a trip to San Francisco and meeting with new friends and collaboration partners, and yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to be here, and I love the
Well,
journey that I'm on.
one
So.
one one advice and recipe we need from you. How did Sweden manage to stay in peace for 200 years? And how can we take that and spread it everywhere, sprinkle it everywhere in the world?
Yeah.
What's the main thing that you guys in Sweden kind of do that nobody else in the world do? Everything has its flaws. We're not saying everywhere in the world is perfect, but at least to keep it that way.
What happened during the Second World War is that Sweden played nice with both sides. So we were neutral. And so I would say that was a survival tactics in not getting into the Second World War. There were conflicts, yeah, but um, there were already plans. If the war would have continued, there were plans of also get Sweden to be part of the German Empire that was building then. So um, it's um, it's I think it's a navigation of trying to choose peace, um, and to but also be mindful, and um, that's the fourth principle is about power. And so the human constitution is about our own power and how we act but it's also tying to the society, and and to have a healthy ego with the right measured boundaries. So the the power, both, or the integrity rather, the integrity within the society is about our justice system, and the integrity on on the boundaries is defense. And you know, it's complicated, but it's also how to to take your rightful space and place, both as an individual, and not to make yourself small and saying, oh, you know, oh, Bob, I couldn't, you know, I don't know, and who am I to, or you know, to take your space and place at the cost and at the expense of others. And there is a balance, and the balance is the discovery. And in fluctuation of both taking too much or taking too little is creating isthma, is creating suffering. So, and as you understand, this is both on individual level in our relationship, but also in society. And the discovery of what is our rightful space and place. Um,
Well, I have to say,
that was
this
long.
conversation,
That
no,
was
this conversation, yes, but I loved it. I love every bit of it. I'm listening and absorbing, I'm taking it in. And I have to say, you know, I say it again, and you said it. And the doctor, your favorite doctor on YouTube, he said it, you know, behavioral is a language. And all of that
Yes.
comes in from a negative thought. If you have a positive thought, then creates the actions. What's the action? The action is happiness. The action is a peace. The action is advancement, being creative and going forward and helping others. And all of that comes down to having that positive infrastructure and positive feed creates
Yeah.
so much. You know, the output is amazing. We need to do this again. We need to have part two, because talking to you is
I
absolutely
know.
insightful and amazing and inspiring.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Maria Dolores, it was a pleasure having you on the show here and Innovate Entrepreneurs in Tech. Obviously, tech is an important part of our life, which is
Yeah.
technology. And now we refer as tech as AI, but it's all technology. And again, would love to have you again to continue this interesting conversation.
Thank you.
And be sure to connect with us on social media. Till next time, stay positive. Absolutely. And your action has to
Yeah.
be positive, like Maria Dolores said. Again, congrats on your doctoral nominee for,
Honorary.
yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
And
My pleasure.
I would love to say to the audience, your ideas can change the world.
You heard it first here at Entrepreneurs in Tech.
Thank
Innovate.
you.
Maria Dolores, yes, World Peace Ambassador. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Bob.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to share. Innovate presents Entrepreneurs in Tech podcast. And if you're joining us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.